Dar inicio al evento de Demo Day, que es parte de esta nueva generación MIC por Microsoft Innovation Center. Y es parte de un piloto que se lanzó este año a nivel global y de los cuales Chile tuvo la suerte de participar junto a otros 3 países, Pakistán, Armenia y Nepal. With no further introduction, I'm going to leave you with Wilson, which will represent and give you your opinion from Microsoft's point of view. And then I'll leave it up to Susan to tell you a little bit more about the program and their expectations and what else they have in mind for the future. Wilson.
Thank you Pablo, and thank you all for being here in this special activity for us. So you are the most important part of this event. We invited some special guests from our corporate or more biggest customers here in Chile. We have here Codelco, Banco de Chile, Entel.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy I got to be here on this very special day. So I run a company called Venture Hive in Miami. We run an accelerator in Miami because that's where we test and create content and our platform so that we can help other programs all over the world, not just build good entrepreneurs, but build entrepreneurs who understand a global perspective of building businesses.
Vamos a partir ahora con los pitch. Son 6 minutos de pitch. Que pásenlo bien y disfruten.
I'm CEO of Well, and today we're going to talk about customer service. We all want good service. We all want to be treated with respect and to have a good experience. But that's not what we experience most of the time. Sometimes it's a very frustrating experience, especially if you try to interact with customer service areas within the companies. This is a big problem. A recent study from the Chilean government showed that more than half of the people feel their rights as consumers now unprotected, they feel vulnerable, and half of them are not willing to complain because they don't trust they will get an answer, let alone a solution. On the other side, for companies, providing good service is hard. We all know that. This is how it works today. If you're a customer, you have to go to the company for the demanding good service to solve your problem to many different channels. Most of the time, you will not get to the right place, you will be redirected to some other place, or you will talk to somebody who doesn't have the power to solve your problem. You may not even talk to a human. Have you tried calling a call number? Yes. On the company side, you have to devote a lot of resources. Yeah. Dozens of people, even hundreds of people, a lot of technology, infrastructure, branches. To what avail? Not having a really good customer reputation. Even worse, you solve the same problems on and on because different customers have the same problems, but nobody knows, and the process don't allow them to do anything with that. Something has to change here, and this is what we propose. We propose a new approach. Let's make it in public. Wait, what? Your customer service. Let's do it in the open, for everybody to see you're solving the problems. What's the problem with that? It's a new approach. This is how it will work. First of all, simplify the channels. Your smartphone is your channel, the only channel. You record your complaint, provide the evidence, provide the coordinates where you are, and upload it to Well public website. There, many other people will see your complaint and provide you support. They will say, hey, I have the same problem. Hey, I like your complaint. Hey, I want to know what happens if your problem gets solved. So a community gets built around your complaint. You are not alone anymore. So companies will listen, and that's what you want. For the company, this is also a huge opportunity, because now you will see an inbox with complaints with social prioritization, as we call it, because you will know how many people stand behind that complaint, and you can focus yourself on solve those problems that are more urgent and are affecting more people. You are not able to do this in any other way. And then you will provide the company the tools to manage all the process from acknowledging that you have a problem, commit a solution, and deliver it to the customer. In the end, when you solve the problem, the customer will be notified and all the community around it will be notified, so now everybody will be happy. This is completely new, and the only thing you have to change is a mindset. Why do you want to provide your customer service in private? It makes no sense. Summarizing the benefits for the customer, what they want. You will be listened. For the company, very simple. You will show you're listening and that you really care. You will focus on the problems that are most important, and you will be able to manage them effectively. In the end, you will get your credit for providing the service amplified. We call that social amplification. Let's talk about the market potential. Every end user with a smartphone in the pocket is a potential user. Every company that cares about customer service is a potential customer of ours. Business model, really simple. For end users, completely free. For the company, premium, we will charge you when you want more users and more features. Where are we now? We are at the idea stage. We are validating this idea with real customers, and we are thrilled by the feedback we're getting. We're gonna end this process soon, and we're gonna build the minimum viable product in around 3 months. Competition. We don't really have competition here. Most of the sites that publish public complaints, they do only that. They amplify, they reproduce the bad customer's module feeling, but they provide any solution. They don't even track if the company has solved anything. On the other side, the only similar service is concentrated in mediate between companies and customers for products purchased. So it's a very different approach, and nobody else has the social prioritization and the social amplification we are leveraging. And we have the right team. We have been working together for many years, most of us for more than 10 years, and we have the right skills, and we will deliver. Thank you.
And this is my problem. Internet is full of information, and each minute it becomes more and more informative. And to find something, you should be an expert of search engines. And sometimes information that you can see in internet, it's not really true, or sometimes it's fake. And we make a decision on this fake information. And I thought, what if we can take all data about position and time, exact time when you record any video, and prove this video like it's a true material, like evidence. How we can took all the specific data like GPS and time and combine this information with record in an encrypted file that user don't have a permission to edit or change this video before uploading in our system. And on the other hand, each video can be viewed by other video filmed in the same place and the same time, and we can synchronize all videos each other and put it in one global timeline. So it's like become big picture of event from different points of view and perspective. It's for example, Ukraine a year ago, you just put time and date when its revolution happened, and watch what people filmed in this place at this time. This particular time, and you can watch many information at one time, you can understand it better because you saw background of this information. And you can stretch and zoom timeline to understand some places in perspective of time, and we can put any data from Wikipedia or YouTube or whatever, maybe traffic visualization for any time. Also, it can be helpful for scientists to doing researches, mobile reporters, to understand how big is a natural disaster and as evidence of crimes and maybe in porno, why not? And this is our market size. It's protesters who can start using our application right now to fill the databases of new information. It's YouTubers who can share information that in our field. And journalists itself who can pay for our external solution. It's like fast editing tools or face recognition or tracking objects from different sources. And this is competitors. Storyful, they prove it video manually. Geophidia is searching photos and videos in social media and putting in a specific area. And Ushahidi, it's for visualizing data from reports. Why are we different? These companies solve a very tiny and specific problem. And these companies for business, not for people, not for everyday use like news, media, or everybody. And this is our team. Maybe it's not perfect for any project actually, because it's the first time when we work together, and we from different continents and different backgrounds, but we united by this idea and this concept, and we have some progress. And we need to reach the next milestone to build a web demo to show how these servers can work, to attract more people and to show them how big is this concept. Thanks.
We want to give you back the possibility to use your imagination every time you want writing a story. We know that we all have stories to tell, and everybody wants to hear a good story. So we don't have to wait for the perfect moment to use our brain, because the imagination is working 24/7. And today we're constantly checking our phones, and we don't have any time to do things or read or write, but we are already sharing stories in other social networks like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or even in WhatsApp with telling stories to your friends. So that's why we create stories, to read, write, and share stories that fit perfectly in the screen of the smartphone. So this is the perfect format size, because it's long enough to tell a story and short enough to read in 1 minute, and it's also short enough to write stories in 5 minutes. We want to create a worldwide library of short stories and pop literature, using geolocation to tag the places that we get the inspiration. And also we can search the stories by places when we are traveling, or search users or hashtags, because people can create their own categories for the stories. We want to make something like Foursquare did with badges, and invite writers in the world to create badges and to validate our writers like good writers. And we want to make an alliance with Moleskine to have the print story goods at home. We want to be in between Twitter and a blog, because we visit Medium on February, and they told us that users in mobile don't read more than 6 minutes, and we are leading to a reading, 1 minute reading in the app. Today we have more than 2,000 users, more than 3,000 stories, and more than 700 people writing at least one story. And that we get all these users because of the media last year. Today we are rebuilding the iOS app and building the website and the mobile application. Our strategy to grow up, it's get influencers for Twitter and create a Twitter community to invite them to write in the app, get ambassadors in the US, invite brands to create brand contests to our users. We are going to make it our own challenges too, and we are going to make more features in the app to get more engagement. And with that, we want to increase more than at least 10,000 users in 1 month. And we know that we can because we don't have the share button yet in the app, but people is taking screenshots of in their phones and sharing stories. And we don't have Android yet, but a user made his own stories format in his computer and start sharing stories anyway. Our business model, we have many ways to make money. One of them is like Twitter, with promote stories and promote accounts. So maybe brands can suggest stories in the city, or for example, Starbucks can suggest 2 stories while you're drinking coffee. Invite brands to make contests. So we are going to have a timeline for contests, and people can share their stories using a hashtag, and brands can also create badges to regard winners. And the print storybooks with Moleskine. But all the thing here is that we are going to know who's writing, when, where, and what about. So maybe Coca-Cola can be interesting to know what's people writing about happiness in Chile and in the other parts of the world. We are now in the App Store. We won the Gym Camp last year and we get the corp with that, and we went to the US to validate the product. Now we are building the web app, and then we are going to build the Android version. And we want to go in September to the US, and there we have an advisor for metrics, and we have friends to help us to grow our community. This is our team. Mariela Cubillos is our web developer. Matias is database and iOS developer, and I am advertiser. I work at BBDO for 2 years, and I know the storytelling business for brands.
And we want to thank to Imagine Lab, Microsoft, and also Venture Hype for allowing us to be here with us today. We are here today to present the dream that we have. Our dream is to change the way our business solutions work today. Do you know what an ERP is? ERPs are enterprise content management systems that are designed for big enterprises. These are large, complex, and expensive systems that are designed for big companies. But these systems represent a market size of $25 billion, $60 billion only in Chile, with a 10% year-over-year growth. So every company needs an ERP to manage their customers, manage the employees, manage the timesheet. Well, to manage every single process of the company. But the problem is that these are designed for big companies. Big companies in Chile represent only 1% of the companies. That means that the other 99% are represented by small and mid-sized companies. So you probably already feel what the problem is. Every company needs an ERP to grow the business. But we don't have a way to help small companies to afford a system like an ERP. They don't have the money, they don't have the capacity, they don't even have the time to afford an ERP system. So the question is very simple, and that's the problem that we're trying to solve. how we can help small and mid-sized companies to grow their business using technology like the technology that ERPs provides. The solution is mobile app. Mobile app changed the way how business solutions work today. Instead of having a big system, we address specific business issues. So if a business owner wants to only manage employees, we're going to give to them an app to manage employees. They don't have to buy the whole ERP. They don't have to buy the whole system to manage employees. We're just going to give them an app to manage employees. Then in the future, if they also want an app or a solution, they have a business issue to resolve a way to manage timesheet, we're going to give to them an app to manage timesheet. The good thing is that the employees app with the timesheet app will interoperate. So these are isolated apps but are integrated at some point of time. So at the end, a business owner will be able to build their own ERP system based on the needs that they have, the budget, time, with a very flexible way. Mobile app is also a portable solution. So the business owner will be able to track and follow up the business apps using a mobile device. But also they can access through a browser. So they can access through a computer or through a tablet or mobile. Mobile app is an isolated, interoperable, scalable, and portable solution for business owners, small businesses. For that reason, our business model is based on number of apps. So we want to give the basic plan as a single app. So it will be based on the number of apps to address the most painful issue, business issue of a small and mid-sized company. But then they can buy and have more and more apps to at the end have the whole suite of business solutions. So we're giving more money, we're giving more value for less money. We have a few competitors with only, but we have two key differentiators. The first one is that we're more flexible. Our competitors, they still offer the whole package. They don't offer specific apps for specific business issues. They offer packages. So we're more flexible, and also we're cheaper, because our competitors offers even 3 times more than the offerings that we have for our customers. So even the most basic plan of competitors is 3 times expensive than the full service offer that we can provide. Our team, it's MBS, and we are a multidisciplinary team composed by engineers, designers, and also journalists. We have about 10 years of experience in the ERP market, enterprise content management systems, CRM, and business intelligence, 7 years of experience in successful entrepreneurships, and a set of international certifications on Microsoft Business Solutions. We have the skills, we have the capacity, we have everything that we need to lead this project to be a success. And finally, in terms of funding, we are estimating a first budget of $60,000 in the first 6 months to finish the first release of the product.
This is Sohan, French Bulldog and my best friend. With Sohan, we love going to the park. Basically, we go every single day. And about 2 years ago, we saw somebody that was looking for his dog that just got lost. And it made me think, what would happen if Sohan got lost? Yeah, he's smart, he does his tricks, but let's face it, he can't use a phone, he's gonna get lost, he won't even ask for help, and eventually I won't find him. So we started asking some other people if they face these same problems, and the answers we got were really interesting. We realized that 30% of the dogs get lost at least once in their lifetime. People don't know how much exercise their dogs are doing, and people don't know what their dogs are doing right now, where they are right now. So the real problem is for dog owners is that people do not know where and what their dogs are up to right now. Because of this, the current solutions right now are GPS for humans, adapted for pets, but they're not very efficient. Installing webcams around the house, but you got to check them all the time, see what they're up to. And finally, the typical solutions if your pet gets lost is putting a campaign on social networks, having an ID that has to be scanned, or putting up the typical signs and lampposts that are not very efficient. So if you do this, your dog's going to be lost, and you're going to be looking for him for a very, very long time. Because of this, we want to become the fusion between Find My iPhone, be the Fitbit, and the Amber Alert for dog owners. For this, we came up with a fully featured monitoring system called ePet. ePet's going to allow pet owners to track in real time where their dogs are, create safety zones to know where they are, make sure they are where they're supposed to be, keep a fitness log to know how much physical activity they're doing, and create alerts in case the dog leaves this safety zone or if the battery level is low. It's very light, it adapts to any dog collar. As you can see, it's very small compared to a normal phone. Our business model is based on subscription-based model. We're going to sell the ePet at very low cost, basically trespassing the cost of the customer, but we're going to charge them a monthly fee to access the service. The alternative to this is having a one-time sale where we sell the device at a higher cost. But as many of you know, dogs live an average over 12 years, so why charge them once when you can charge them every single month a small fee to access this service? Our market is Latin America. It's made up of over 30 million dogs with owners. But we're going to start off with the Chilean market. We have over 3 million dogs with owners in Chile. Why Chile? Because we know the market. We live here. We have information. Chileans have capacity to spend money, and they spend a lot of money on their dogs. We're the second biggest spenders in the region with pets. We asked this market some questions. We asked them if they're willing to, if they're interested in having a monitoring system. 86% said yes. Then we asked them, are you willing to pay for this on a monthly fee? 70% said yes. And then we asked them how much they spend on their pets. In average, they're spending over $141. This would mean ePet would implement their costs in just 8.5%. With this, we intend to have over 2,300 customers by the end of the third year, and by the end of the third year, 18,000 customers, which would mean a revenue of over $3 million by the end of the third year. Our go-to-market in the initial phase, we just started with, actually we started a couple months ago. We started with the social networks. We're building up a customer base. We're creating expectations on the service. And we just launched our first site, informative, to build up more database, and we've just created a big impact in the industry. People are already signing up for more information and asking when this is going to be available. Our competition worldwide, we have in several different countries, basically in the US and Europe. None of them are based in Latin America like we are. We're making sure that all their weaknesses are our strong points. Like the battery, for example, it's going to last over 30 days, while the closest competitor is going to last only 15 days. We have a strong interaction with our customers, which we believe is very, very important. And also some functionalities like the SOS that's going to help find lost pet between the paying customers. Money-wise, investment, we need $200,000 to launch our project. In the initial cost, we need $60,000 for the startup, developing the system, developing the product. Human resources, $65,000. The initial inventory is $55,000, and other expenses, $20,000. Our team is made up of all professionals, experts in the areas, e-commerce, retail, and a very special point is our president and official spokesdog, that's Sohan, that wants to present our prototype, and we believe he's a key element of our team. And before we finish, he wants to show you our prototype. Sohan. Sohan.
The person. He's
And arriba, sube. Sube. Nice. Well, I can't show you right now, but this is the map in real time. This is where we are, and this is the GPS device.
Let's talk about crime. Do you know how many cars have been stolen in your neighborhood the last month? Well, I'm Fernando Reyes, here with Patricia Lopez. We are co-founders of Lookup, and we'll answer this question of this neighborhood at the end of this presentation. Lookup is a data service for citizens in which the citizens can report, share, and review any type of crime around them. Also, this data is available to companies and institutions in order to with knowledge package and real-time services. The crime is the issue in Latin America. In Latin America, the unsafety perception soared 3 times in the last 10 years, but just 50% of this data is in the official stats. So, as we talk, Lookup is a data service for citizens in a mobile and web service, where citizens can report 9 types of crime. They can review all the crime issues around them through a map or push notifications and share this information with other peers. We collect the information for public sources and other sources to put them over the application and web. And they can report us. In the other side is a data service for companies, institutions and citizens too, through a knowledge, real-time information and value-added services. In short, we want to be a waste of crime. This is how it looks. You can put the address, you can report or geolocate it. You need to choose one of these 9 types of crimes and review the date and the address and next one. After this, you can identify it was with balance, and it's done to share. And one icon is on the map, or push notification. And you can review all the crimes around you, and you can review the ratings and comments. And review also the user's profile. Our business model is a big data model, but in the short term, we are looking for real-time products for companies and institutions such as public transportation or shopping centers. We review our system, knowledge products with predictive models, indicators and trends, and value-added services for citizens, such as monitoring. The market size of users in Chile is around 1.3 million of crime issues and 1.4 million of victims of crime in Chile. In Latin America, this number soars more than 46 million of people related with crime. We have competitors. Competitors in Chile is on the B2B area, but they don't have a B2C leg. And in the region, we have a B2B, B2C mobile and web competitors, but they don't have a B2B focus. Actually, one of them is a non-profit foundation. And American competitors, one of them was recently acquired by Motorola Solutions. But we are a blend of both sides, B2B or B2C. Our team, we are a great team. We blend the mix of entrepreneurial background and corporate background. Patricia, she's an architect and entrepreneur. She had a master's degree in urban development and in management with real estate ventures. And also she founded a multimedia startup. She is a member of the board of one foundation of science. And Fernando, for example, is our CTO. He has a background in like CTO corporate, in transport, industries, pharmaceutical, and government. And I am a civil engineer too, with background in retail, financial services, and media. And young geeks with social media and IT things. Our challenge is the traction. Our marketing strategy is a mix between brick and mortar and social media. We have an API focus. In short, we are looking for report and share in everywhere. And we collect this information through over our map, our notification in our app or web. And we're looking for a strategic partner to give us reputation and P&L. Also, they can be a sales channel. All these things is running for campaigns with organizations, with specific topics of this type of users, such as bikers, students, or commuters. Little by little, we are need to traction. In short, in summary, we are different and better. We're focused on crime, official stats, notifications, B2C oriented, but we make money with a B2C model. We are playing team. We're live. Our state of the art is we put a prototype over Google Play, and we have more than 800 downloads from August 1st. We are testing user experience. We are learning with the customers, and we are working right now in our iOS version. It's not just a tech. It's just we are testing for marketing campaigns with community action, brick and mortar, social media campaigns, public relations, the better strategy, and community manager action with content. So with a cost acquisition, we are looking for right now a grant or a ticket to finance our first version, marketing plan, and operation. And the answer. So this is a very pretty good neighborhood, and this is how it looks in Lookup. Just one car thief, 2 blocks to the south. So if you park there, go there. Thank you very much. You can download Lookup and share your experience with us over Google.
Today I want to tell you how to improve the painful experience there is to find the right technical talent for your organization. The fact is, there is such a demand for highly specialized human capital, especially in STEM, that firms need to compete for these resources. However, most of them do not take the right approach to solve this problem. They post ads in job boards or in their corporate website and wait for candidates to come to them, just to spend hundreds of hours interviewing and discarding unqualified applicants. So, this inefficient process bears thinking, like, what is it that R&D firms need? How can we help them? And we got to the conclusion that what they need are science ninjas. Not one, but many of them to choose from the next ninja that will rock their organization. But of course, this cannot be just any ninjas. They need to be the best available ones. So we started tracking and finding these ninjas in order to bring the best available talent from all over the world and put it at disposition of our customers. That's what HICE is about. HICE is a showcase and discovery platform for R&D professionals. That means that we don't post job ads. Instead, we use data science to find the best researchers and developers currently willing to take a new professional talent. We post then their profiles in our platform and make companies compete to hire them. To make it easier for companies also, we implemented an algorithm that gives them the best fit for the job position they're trying to fill. So, we can say that HICE brings the following benefits. First, you don't need to invest in creating a talent pipeline. HICE is your talent pipeline. Whenever you need technical talent, you just log in HICE and find the science ninja you need. Second, quality. Our candidates have been carefully chosen by a combination of data science and art, making sure that only the very best ones are available. And third, time saving. Our candidates are right there on your screen. You don't need to wait months or weeks for a shortlist with 3 candidates. They're just waiting to hear from you. So, now the question is there a market for something like this? Well, in 2013 there were 5.7 million job offers in STEM in the United States. More than 10% of them were left unfilled, meaning that 500,000 job offers targeted for people with a bachelor or higher degree in STEM were left unfilled. The situation is even worse in Europe. So yes, there is a market for this. But, of course, we're not alone. There are many competitors. We have divided them along 2 axes. First, on where they work across several industries, where they are STEM specific, and where they are selective or not. It is on this side of the market that we're focusing our efforts, in a very specific market needs, R&D professionals in STEM for the private sector. This need is currently served mostly by specialized headhunting firms, but we're different from them because we're not an agency. We use data science to identify high potential researchers and put them in touch with R&D firms in need of technical talent. We use science to source candidates, not recruiting. Also, there are a few startups that share the same philosophy. They are very successful, such as Hire and Slema, but they work in different industries and target very specific geographic areas. Now that we have a clear view about the competition and the market size, we can talk about how we make money. We have two sales channels. First, direct placement. Each week, 35 new bright minds under the age of 35 are published in HiSE, so firms can find and compete for their next science ninja. We do this for each of the industries we work in, and we charge a 10% commission fee of the annual gross salary of the researcher being hired. Our second sales channel generally headhunters in the need to fill a technical position. Given the selectivity of our model, we end up with data of high-quality candidates that are not published in HiSE. So we sell the data to headhunters in order to speed up their own process. For this, we charge a flat fee per contract. Now, let me tell you how we're making this happen. At the moment, we're focusing our efforts on reaching a critical mass of users to make the service attractive. For this, we are approaching several institutions in order to forge alliances. We're populating our own database that currently has more than 20,000 research students that will be out in the job market in the next few months. And of course, we have our recommendation program to make sure to have a constant flow of talent coming to our platform. At the same time, we're mapping out potential customers, focusing on innovation clusters, which give us easy access to several innovative firms in the same geographical area. For example, we identified more than 2,000 potential customers only in the so-called Golden Triangle in Europe. And, well, all this is possible thanks to a group of young and enthusiastic people from different countries and cultures, united by a passion to make R&D recruiting easier. We have both the technical and business knowledge to make HiSE a success, but we also count with great advisors that bring knowledge and several years of experience to HiSE. Christina, for example, with 20 years of experience in human resources and recruiting, and Manuel with over 20 years of experience in growing and expanding firms globally. Well, finally, funding. At this moment, we're looking for $50,000 in funding that will be invested in launching the service in target markets, embedding the algorithms in our web platform, and making some user experience and user interface improvements. Thank you very much for listening. That's HiSE. If you have any further questions, please feel free to drop us a line, hise@hisejobs.com. Thanks.
Co-founder of MassBlue, and I'm here today to show you the good way to pay in cash. So many important people have said that cash is king, but it's really the king in terms of transactions. Let's see some numbers to frame the problem here. 80% of total transactions in Latin America are made in cash. Even in developed markets such as Europe or States, half of the transactions are made in cash. On the other hand, 30%, only 30% of the total population in Latin America have access to the banking system. So, the remaining people, can they pay Spotify or Netflix, Deezer, RDO, Amazon or Alibaba Express? The answer is no, because there is a gap between how people is actually paying in the region and the digital world. And that's the reason why we created MassBlue. How does it work? So we are based on a network of more than 200K payment points distributed alongside Latin America. Gasoline stations, pharmacies, supermarkets, convenience stores. And we integrate our platform to our client's website or mobile application, and providing the end user with a payment code and the nearest payment location, in which he's going to be finally paying with cash. The market. The market is based in three pillars. First, the devices. More than 300 million smartphones in Latin America and growing really fast. The second one, the money spent. More than 70 billion on revenues for content providers and e-commerce companies. Interesting. 20% of those transactions came from mobile payments. And finally, the network. 1 million payment points and 300 million transactions each month. The business model is not rocket science. We are going to be charging a commission fee to our clients depending on the price of the products sold throughout our system. In terms of our competition, we identify complementary services such as Apple Pay or Google Wallet, but we're not competing directly with them because they're focused on credit cards, but we do have direct competition, for instance, Pago Efectivo and Todito Cash. And how are we different? First, we're able to confirm stock, and this is really important for e-commerce companies. Our platform is really easy to be integrated. We have a loyalty model that helps our clients to increase their revenues. And finally, we got 10 times more payment points because we operate on a regional scale. In terms of our sales plan, first we're going to be opening mid-sized markets that we know very well, such as Peru, Colombia, and Chile by this year. And the second year, we're going to be opening big markets such as Brazil and Mexico. We define our clients in two types because we have different approaches. The first one is e-commerce companies, and we are now focused on closing deals with them. And the second one are digital companies, for instance Spotify, and we are now focused on promote our service. Regarding to our team, we are three founders. Pablo is the CEO, Roberto is leading marketing and sales, and me on finance and planning. And we've got as well 2 developers, 1 designer and 1 business developer. The 3 founders have executive experience in telecom, banking and technology companies in Chile and throughout Latin America. And Pablo and Roberto have extensive experience in the entrepreneurial side as well. And this background helped us in order to obtain an initial fundraising of 300K. So now we have the platform in place, the network is ready, 3 countries open, plus 2 more this month, and we have commercial agreements with regional players, and as well our first beta transactions. So now we have to grow in clients. In terms of the money that we need, we estimate that we're going to be needing 300K in order to grow our sales force. As I said, we need more clients, to hire people on the technical part, as well to promote our service and to perform marketing activities, because we want that everyone in Latin America can have access to the digital goods. That's all, many thanks.
I hope some of you guys help us out to make what we want to do, that we want to make cities a friendlier place. Because everyone has experienced urban transport, has felt that just want to get through with it as quickly as possible, hopefully without stumbling upon anyone or anything or any other cars whatsoever. That's about traffic that always brings out the worst of us, that we want to close our eyes and to teleport to where we were going. Well, this is the urban transport mindset, but you have to realize that, yes, of course it's crowded, you have to accept that, but this is a negative approach. Not only because if you're trying to save time, at best you are just choosing the lesser evil by following the less than just path, but also you're being really unaware of your surroundings. So if you were into making your trips better, you should stop thinking about yourself and ask you, is there something, anything worth my attention to do along the way? And those things and activities that you have to fulfill in the outside world should be prioritized over your commuting. So once you ask yourself, is there something good to do along the way? Then you could, every day, provided by the endless possibilities of cities, you could be every day doing both these personal activities and discovering new things. If you could calculate every day this new route that goes along, this new place that fits your commuting and your interests and needs. Of course, this is too much to calculate, so nobody will do it by themselves. And because we think this awareness will do good, we want to be the app for that. Because our personal urban assistant not only plans trips on the regular way, but it also speaks to you when to leave so you don't be late. And it will suggest you tailored activities by learning about the users and ranging from something to eat and so on, and maybe errands to go grocery shopping. But mainly, we want to be users to be able to notice their smart mobility opportunities. For example, some me time where you ride to the park and you're saving money and you're actually using the only transport mode on the city that actually saves time for 7-kilometer or less trips. For example, this guy, instead of using the subway, rode through the park, getting home happier and refreshed. Of course, this user will be able to share this trip in a community timeline messages that we will enable users to share and host their own organic events. But mostly, we want users to see each other. We want a special whitelist of friends where you could be matched if you could share a part of your trip with someone, or maybe meet halfway for a beer with an old friend. Okay, and finally, our users will be able to quickly assess their urban lifestyles and be aware of their current trip, their health, and their discoveries, so they can be enabled to improve easily their quality of life. So let's get this out quickly. Is this like a Waze, but for people? Well, not at all, because Waze at most wants you to shorten your trip, and this assistant wants you to improve your quality of life. Is this like a moving Yelp, maybe? Well, maybe more, but they rely that users have to actively search for what to do, and we will be able to contact users maybe twice a day with routine-breaking trip suggestions. So every day is a new day for them. And is this like a personal assistant? Yeah, a little bit more. But here in Latin America, Siri and Cortana and Google are really bad, and they lack the immersive approach. So what we are offering is a less for more approach. We want to integrate the health, carbon tracking, and places of interest and transport apps all in one tool in the correct focus, that it's you instead of time. And finally, we want to digest the city for you so we can make it friendly but noticing what you just want to hear. So what's our plan? We currently have Trans-Santiago Master app that's a bus and trip planning for Santiago with 300,000 users that we will use to that as a starting user base, and we will make these smart, healthy mobility opportunities for them. Of course, launching now to whole Chile, 4 million users, and then to 50 million users across Latin America. And what's our business model now? Well, for the users, the value proposition is have an overall better use of their time, being more aware of what's around them, and the paying client here are the business advertisers that are in the back end of the platform. And more in detail, of course, we will charge them whenever they get a new customer, that's the conversion fee, and when they see their business on our app in an in-app placement fee. And we will move on to a customer service, a relationship management company on the long run. Of course, then we will be able to sell the government the traffic data intelligence and the quality of life KPI through dashboard subscription. And we also partner with pasajebus.com, so we can target the tourist guys so they can map and experience the city just like the office guy or the guy that's concerned about his health in the same way. Okay, so who are we? I'm been promoting urban cyclism or pedaling through the city for more than 10 years, and my background is on solving large problems efficiently. Ivan Toledo here with his Microsoft valuable professional recognition gives him the credibility we need to ask for money. Because in this stage we need $80,000 to open up for Chile and start accessing the smart mobilities and start suggesting things for people. And we think we'll reach the $1 million in 2.5 years. Okay, so thank you very much.
Felicitaciones a todos. Muy entretenidas las presentaciones. Ha sido todo un proceso. La verdad que hay un desafío adicional que no es menor y quiero destacarlo. Aquí no hay nadie que su lengua materna sea inglés. Y ya es desafiante hacer una presentación, pararse frente a personas, y además lo tuvieron que hacer en otro idioma que no es el suyo. Entonces creo que hay un doble mérito y también hay un reconocimiento al esfuerzo de parte de ellos de estar cada vez mejor preparado, poder pararse frente a cualquier persona, independiente de su idioma, su bagaje cultural, y poder contar su historia, presentarse y poder transmitirle qué es lo que ellos están tratando de hacer y cuál es la pasión que está detrás de eso.